Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to Soaring Alignment. I'm Denise.
And I'm Julie. Hi, everyone.
It's great to be back here. So what has been happening for you since last time we tuned in, Julie?
Lots as per usual. I think it just feels like a constant peeling of an onion. And that's what I describe it as. Just as one layer comes off and then suddenly there's another one that needs to come off. And so there's just been a lot of that since, well, I guess since or for about a week or so now. But it feels good. I feel like there's a lot of learning happening, and it's almost like it's an opening for us that it almost enables us to access even more what is rightly ours. And so, allowing in all the, once we start to work on our stuff, then we can really access all the abundance that the universe has for us, because that's what it feels like. It's like what we're experiencing is not it's almost like we're reacting to the outside world, but once we stop reacting and actually go inside and start to work on that stuff, then it really clears up a lot of space in our system and gives us a lot of clarity, or gives me a lot of clarity to know, to allow things to come through. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, and I experienced the same thing. The last week has been quite a big like that, a big energetic shift coming in, really going, instead of listening to the noise and realizing it's really not about this, it's about our inner work. And allowing all to come up and see what's actually happening. It's nearly like our last, maybe not the last, but the strong lessons are coming up now to really let them go.
Yeah.
And then the 11/11 portal that has just been on, that was so big, so amazing. I was actually floored for half of the day energetically. And yeah, the energies that are coming in are truly about that finding source spark within and the abundance and our, as you said, like the birthright.
Yeah.
I think that's really important to do our inner work right now, because it really is the shifting of the worlds. We are right in it, and it's very exciting. So when we're able to let go of the density and the, let's call it the noise, then we can truly expand. And then that excitement is underneath that. Once you let go of all that intensity and the noise that's trying to come in, I actually feel super excited.
Yes.
Sometimes it takes a moment because there's so much going on. We get bombarded every day. It's like, but just listen to the other part, change the angle, change the viewpoint, like expand or zoom out, and then you feel it. And I think all of us anybody who's watching this, I think you can all touch base with that sensation. That's where we really need to work from now.
Yeah. Oh, so true. And like what I was hearing as well is like empowerment, like really empowering ourselves, because we've been taught not to be, actually. Like the way of society, the structure has been created for us to be in fear and to follow and, to expect very little from ourselves and others, really. And I feel like doing this work really is empowering. Like you almost want to stand up straighter, and it's aligning with our true selves.
Yeah, I just felt that as well, actually. And it's that responsibility to take responsibility and learn your boundaries and the yes and no, to say yes and no. And we don't always have to go yes.
Yeah. The no is just as important, isn't it?
Very important, super important. That's it, exactly right. Yeah. So we're going to parts already? I think it feels
I just wanted to mention quickly the lunar eclipse coming up. So we've got the lunar eclipse. Is it lunar or is it solar eclipse? I can't remember now.
I think it's actually a solar eclipse.
Yeah, I think it's a full moon. I can't remember. Anyway, there's
yeah.
Oh, sorry guys, I can't specifically remember. But just before we started filming, Denise and I just told Denise I'm just having something come through because the energy just feels, I'm just a bit like, ooh. So I'm really sorry if I can't remember exactly, but just be mindful that it's coming up. So I just know that it's a full moon eclipse and that it's in Taurus, so it would just be about you know, things that are meant to end will leave, and that's okay, and not to hold on to it and be attached to it, but just to let it flow and just to flow with what's happening at the moment. Because I think there's just, you know, we're just going to see the outside world start to change as we change internally, and let, you know, things, all those secrets have been kept from us start to be revealed. And once we start to see that, I just think it's like a combination of everything. Yeah,
it's like strength and empowerment comes up in that leap of faith as well.
mm.
You know, when you take your birthrights back and take full responsibility, we can step ahead and have that leap of faith.
Yeah, and not be fearful about it.
The word. Yeah. All right.
So I think the cards are thanks, Denise. All right, so let's see what the cards say for us for the rest of the month. Quite a few.
Jumpy, very jumpy.
They're very jumpy today, aren't they? Well, I'll just take these. I'll show you. So we've got the 9 of Cups there. I hope you can see it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
And so this is like happiness. This is like joy, and it's before the 10 of Cups. It's almost like 10 of Cups is, you know, the rainbow, everything coming together, and this is just, you know, just feeling happy and content in oneself. And so really, you know, it's focusing on, it's like what we just talked about, that abundance, that joy, because when we align with that joy that we are, and you know, that feeling of joy, then everything starts to come together as well. Like when we do the work, it comes naturally, you know, like you don't have to force it or pretend to be happy. It just naturally comes as we start to clear off all that old stuff. And then what came out was the Queen of Swords. I'm going to bring it back here. And so this is just being like really clear about your direction and being clear with, you know, it's interesting because as soon as I see it, I think of just what you said about yes or no, just being clear about your yes or no. What is it that you want? What is it that you want to create? Being centered in your truth as well, like really, you know, you see her sword there, and it's just really upright because the swords represent our thoughts and our ideas, but also that truth. So really being truthful to ourselves and, you know, aligned with who we really are, authentic. And this then gives us the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning in our emotions, or in just our way of being. And, you know, because you've got all the water flowing, it just feels like it creates this alignment that we have, and being in ourselves creates these new beginnings of joy and happiness, because you know, I can see the 9 of Cups here. It's the same thing. And it's just, so I just put the cards together, like we've got the 8 of Cups coming up as well. And so you know, this can mean walking away from something that doesn't work for us, and, you know, something that, because you can see like there's the missing 9 of Cups here. And so in order to get to the 9 of Cups that I was talking about here, you've got to leave some situation behind, or it doesn't have to be a physical situation. It could be a way of thinking. It could be anything that doesn't really serve you anymore. It's kind of, and then interestingly enough, it comes when the full moon is here as well. So it could be something, you know, it's just be mindful of what's happening, and just allowing that to happen if that does happen, because, you know, things that aren't right for us need to leave, really. And then we've got the Page of Wands, and you know, in alignment with you know, when we're clear about where we are, then we create these new beginnings in our emotions. And then also the Page of Wands is about new beginnings and taking that sort of first vision of what it is that we want to create in the world, because the wands are it's about action and what we need, what steps we need to take. So it's almost like the page being the very first in the court cards is okay, so what do I want it to look like, what you know, almost getting that image together about where we're going next. So like altogether, upcoming is a lot of joy and happiness, but it's just being clear about what we want to do, where we want to be, being in our true authentic self, and then all of this can just unfold. And yeah, once we, you know, and also starting to really feel into what it is that we really want, and preparing for all the stuff that's going to come as a result of that.
Great. I like that. Yeah, how you just combined that whole entire reading. And what came up for me is like also being really truthful to yourself and to really look at everything. That's about, you know, taking responsibility in your whole life. You know,
Yeah.
is this situation serving me? Is this friendship serving me? You know, what's going on here? And really to look at it and go from there. So it's great. And it's so fitting to what we spoke about before, as we usually do.
Amazing. Yeah. I didn't even think about it, and you know, I just say whatever I receive. So it's, yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it?
It's great. All right, I go and check with these guys. Any other insights, information, things you like to share with us for the second half of November? Mhm. I have jumpy ones as well.
It's the energy, isn't it?
All right. Okay. We actually got 6 today.
Wow.
And I will allow them all to come in and shine. So the first one is number 17, the rocks. And this card speaks about stepping out of the victimhood. You know, it's always like, oh, poor me. He always is like, oh, poor me. I'm caught up in this situation. Or he's sick as well. And it could be another person in your life, but I think it's about our mindset and not to be a victim anymore, take full responsibility and come out of that sickness, because it's the sickness of society really that comes to mind. And it's about strengthening yourself again. And the second card that came in is the Queen of Owls. And in her case, it's very much about physical healing. That's why you know, that's how the words led me to this information of sickness of society. It's you know, we are not victims, we are divine beings. You know, we are absolutely divine spiritual beings in this human existence. So it's time to leave the victimhood. And if it's about another person in your life, it might be a reflection that people use you and use your energy. And if this rocks is when he's sick, he's like, oh, can you make me a soup? And while you're at it, can you also go and get my car washed? And can you get my laundry? And you know, things like that. So, you know, be really mindful if your energy is being used, and also, you know, be very clear that you are not a victim. Yeah. And the Queen of Owls, it's just a bit funny with the headlights I got.
There it is. Yeah, that's great.
There
Yeah.
we go. You know, it's about the strength of rising up and standing up for yourself. And it's very much, I see all her crown, it's the upper energy centers. Our connection to source is coming strongly in now. So take advantage of that. Right. So I put them aside. And then the 4 that jumped out together is I leave them exactly how I cover them up, or whatever the word is when you uncover them. Number 37, the Fairy of Naughtiness. So, you know, she's here to remind you to actually stand in your power, push your boundaries, and it's not a, it doesn't mean to be bad, but naughty is like to bring fun into life, to bring ease. And when we're in the fun and accepting abundance, that's really how we manifest things. When you're in the victimhood, we only stay stagnant. But when you're in fun and harmony, and it's okay, you can have fun,
Be cheeky.
Free, be cheeky, be free. And this is then also number 37 adds up into one, how we can start new beginnings of lightness. You create from love and happiness, and being silly, you're in a high vibration. But if you're in density, you can't go anywhere, you're stuck. So now she's a really good reminder of that. With lightness and fun, we're actually shifting into a higher awareness. And yes, that's how easy it is. And then we got the child. Yes, number 24. And you see that little light that the baby is looking at. And it's looking at life with awe again. It's, taking away all the density, all the walls we erected, and to be in purity again, like a child. And that's what we are meant to be, like to be source energy and look at everything with the beauty, and that means also forgiving, letting go, acceptance. That's all coming in, but it's the self-responsibility, how you see each day passing and how you perceive the world.
Can I just say something quick? Oh,
sure.
It's just, also remind me of all those old stories that we tell ourselves that have come from our own childhood or from some past, that we're not good enough, that we're, is that all that speak that we really have to be aware of and just be like, okay, catch it, acknowledge it, and then say, let it go. Because, that's what causes us to go into that downward spiral, and it's just not true. It's just not true.
You're not that, exactly. Whatever you've been told and whatever you might have had experienced, you're not that. Yeah, it's very good. And then even more so, the Lady of Joy is coming in as well. And again, it's the lightness. You see her nearly lifting off. It's bringing in lightness, and allow yourself to know this is your birthright. We're meant to be in joy and harmony. Doesn't mean
I'm getting chills.
don't go through the motion, but this is how our innate wisdom is in that joyful experience and being connected. So yeah, opening up the wings, letting go, because she's spreading her arms like that. It's like letting go of that grief in the lungs and opening the heart space. That's what I get with her. And the last card to really ground this in is the Lady of the Forest. And you see, for me, when I look at her, she brings in so much stability and reassuring all of us. I feel that energy instantly inside of myself, and being nurtured by the forest, being nurtured by Mother Earth, and connected again. When we're truly connected, we are in bliss and harmony and gracefulness. I just look at her like this again. Yeah, and I feel like she's bringing forth clear directions and guidance as well, to listen. When you listen within, we can actually follow the path with a stronger focus again. So it feels like all that noise has been shattered away, and she's coming into the heart space. Yeah, beautiful.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh, thank you. That was, I got shivers whilst you were doing my Lady of Joy, and and then it just reminded me again how it lines up with like the Nine of Cups, about that joy and everything, and how that is how we need to create from now on.
And I feel that just now when you speak these words, I feel that in my solar plexus just went, and I had to take a deep breath. And before we started our recording, and when we just chatted a little bit about our week, we both felt this strong sensation in our upper heart. So, it's really about our creative energy, about love and trusting yourself for who you are. It's all coming in now. It's so beautiful and exciting.
Yeah, exactly. It's exciting. I just can't even really describe it. Speechless, really. Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Denise. Always
Thank
good
you
to
for
do this. Yeah,
it's so good, right? Even just if
amazing.
nobody even watches this, that's fine too, because we get so much out of it, you know.
It's so, yeah.
I love it. But thank you everybody for watching and tuning in again. Feel free to share this information as well. And if you come across this later on, it's still relevant. I'm sure you feel it in your body. Really allow the sensations to take place, because these channelings are unlocking. We keep unlocking ourselves and others.
That's right, layer by layer.
Time.
Yeah, thank you for watching. And we'll see you at the next one. It should be at the beginning of the month.
Beginning of December.
Yeah, oh my gosh. All right, thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you. Lots of love always.
Yeah, exactly. Bye.
Bye.